Hi everyone. Welcome back to Shasha Voyage. I'm Shasha. Before we start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the little bell so you won't miss any of our new videos. Today we are talking about a shocking and heartbreaking story. Recently, several Indian states have reported the deaths of multiple children after taking cough syrup. These children developed severe symptoms like acute kidney failure, and tragically, they did not survive. In early October 2025, in Chhindwara, a district in Madhya Pradesh, central India, a poisoning incident linked to a cough syrup caused multiple children deaths. The syrup involved is called Coldriff, a children's cough syrup manufactured by Shrisen Pharma, produced in a factory located in Tamil Nadu, southern India. Tests by the Indian Ministry of Health and the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization CDSCO revealed that the syrup contained high levels of a toxic industrial solvent, diethylene glycol. It is a cheap but deadly chemical that is sometimes illegally used as a substitute for glycerin. This substance can cause acute kidney failure and multi-organ damage. Initial investigations confirmed that at least 14 children, all under the age of 5, have died while several others are still being treated in hospital. Parents said their children had only taken the syrup for a mild cold, and yet, it ended up killing them. On October 5, India's central government issued a nationwide alert, banning the sale and use of the Coldriff syrup. States like Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan have officially ordered the product off shelves. Meanwhile, police in Chhindwara and Hyderabad have launched a criminal investigation, with charges including manslaughter. Executives from the company could face life imprisonment and heavy fines. Sadly, this is not the first time such a tragedy has happened. Between 2019 and 2020, more than a dozen children in northern India died after taking contaminated cough syrup. In 2022, in the Gambia, Africa, around 70 children died after consuming Indian-made cough syrup. The World Health Organization later confirmed that the medicines were contaminated with diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol. And between 2022 and 2023, similar incidents occurred in Uzbekistan, again involving products from Indian pharmaceutical companies. India, often known as the pharmacy of the world, has faced recurring quality control issues in its pharmaceutical exports, exposing serious weaknesses in drug testing and regulatory oversight. So here is the big question. How is India's drug regulatory system different from the US FDA? India's drug regulation problems stem from a mix of fragmented oversight, lack of resources, weak enforcement, and industry pressure. As a result, problems like counterfeit drugs, contamination, and export scandals keep happening, affecting not only India's own public health, but also global markets, especially in generic drugs and children's medicines. CDSCO, India's central drug regulator, is responsible for approvals, clinical trials, and imports. But it simply does not have the capacity to effectively. Public health is managed at the state level, so the responsibilities between CDSCO and state drug authorities often overlap and lack transparency. Licensing inspections and enforcement vary by state, and there is no unified national standard. This makes it easier for small manufacturers to avoid checks, leading to contamination problems like glycerin being replaced by diethylene glycol. CDSCO also suffers from severe understaffing. Ideally, one inspector should oversee around 50 units, but in reality, each handles far more. Only 70,000 to 80,000 samples are tested nationwide each year, covering less than 1% of total drug batches, making it nearly impossible to detect all unsafe medicines. State laboratories are underfunded and outdated, which only worsens the situation. Most regulatory checks happen after products reach the market, instead of monitoring the production process itself. There is also no strong legal framework for mandatory recalls. CDSCO can only issue guidelines, not enforce them. Corruption, lobbying, and conflicts of interest are common, and companies often outsource to third-party manufacturers to dodge responsibility. Many manufacturers skip raw material and product testing altogether, relying only on self-reported data, which means violations can easily go unnoticed. In contrast, the US FDA is a unified federal agency that regulates a wide range of products, prescription and over-the-counter drugs, medical devices, biologics, food, cosmetics, animal drugs, and even radiation-emitting products. When it comes to pharmaceuticals, the US follows a strict, multi-stage process. First, a company must submit an investigational new drug application. Then come clinical trials phase 1, 2, and 3. After that, the company submits a new drug application for approval, even after a drug is on the market. There is phase 4 post-market surveillance, adverse reaction reporting, factory inspections, good manufacturing practice compliance checks, and recall systems. The FDA also has much stronger resources with frequent inspections, tough enforcement, warning letters, shutdowns, fines, and even revoked approvals. Its regulations emphasize transparency, data disclosure, quality assurance, risk assessment, third-party reviews, and strict accountability. In short, India's system has the framework, but lacks enforcement. The US FDA's system is stricter, more transparent, and better resourced. That is why tragedies like these happen far more easily in India. This heartbreaking case reminds us once again, drug safety is no small matter. A single regulatory loophole can cost a child's life. If you found today's story meaningful, don't forget to give it a like. Leave me a comment. See you next time.